Max Verstappen's former performance coach, Bradley Skeins, is convinced that the four-time Formula One champion will forever be tied to whichever team sets the pace at the front of the grid. Does this mean that the Dutchman is still looking to jump ship? Here's what we know. Earlier this year, Verstappen was briefly linked with a shock move to Mercedes as Red Bull faced performance hiccups. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff even admitted he'd spoken with Max, though he also conceded that the odds of a 2026 switch were slim. Verstappen has since reaffirmed his commitment to Red Bull for next season. Speaking on the High Performance podcast, Skeins explained, "I think the fastest team and Max will always be linked, and no one's going to know what happens in 2026. You know, we've just seen that there's going to be 3 tests. So, 9 days of testing, which I think they've had since like 2016, 2015, something like that. So no one knows who's going to be the fastest. There's engine changes, there's oil changes, there's differences in batteries. All this stuff is way outside my scope, but you can see that there could potentially be a shake-up. He'll have the choice of wherever he wants to go. Max is loyal as hell. He will stay loyal, but only to a point. So, I don't know. I think he'll give Red Bull a chance. But if they don't deliver within that year, then all cards are on the table." Skeins also highlighted the potential distractions circling away from the track, ranging from media scrutiny and sponsorship duties to the departure of key figures at Red Bull, not to mention the investigation involving former team principal Christian Horner. "I think he's very good at shutting it out, and he's loyal. He's loyal to the people of Red Bull. He also likes Red Bull as a company. They were the big disruptors, the fun kind of company too, but also they took the chance on Max Verstappen. They did give him the Toro Rosso seat. They gave him the path to Formula One 100%, which is why that loyalty will be there. This is just my personal opinion. I don't think he'll jump, but he won't give them long because he's still a winner and he still wants to win. He's not going to sit around for however long he signs for, and it probably won't be that long because he's got other interests that he wants to get involved in. However long he signs for, he's only going to want to win." If Max Verstappen does decide to walk away from Red Bull, could McLaren be his next destination? Zak Brown definitely sounds very open to it. The McLaren boss has hinted at the possibility of a future partnership with the reigning world champion in Formula One's top tier. When asked whether he envisions teaming up with Verstappen again at some point in their careers, the McLaren CEO didn't shy away from the idea. Here's how he put it. "Max is an amazing driver. Not for nothing a 4-time champion. For me, it's a pleasure to work with all the drivers within the McLaren program. And with Max, who knows, maybe someday. Still, there's plenty to be hopeful for with Red Bull." Laurent Mekies admits that the impossible-to-beat opponent aura he once felt looking at the team from the outside, now tasked with steering Red Bull into a new chapter as Christian Horner's successor, Mekies points to the team's trademark philosophy, giving wings to people and ideas, as the driving force that will carry them back to the sharp end of the Formula One grid. Having only taken charge of Red Bull's junior squad at the start of 2024, Mekies used a LinkedIn post to share his gratitude and parting words to his Racing Bulls colleagues. Reflecting on his brief but impactful spell at the Faenza-based outfit, Mekies said, "My time with Visa Cash App Racing Bulls went by so quickly, and it still seems strange to think of it as a thing of the past. In the 18 months I spent there, the team went through a rebirth before going on to become a strong contender in the ultra-competitive midfield. That was down to a tremendous team effort, and huge thanks must go to everyone at Racing Bulls for injecting so much positive energy into this new chapter. I am absolutely certain that this is just the beginning for what is an incredibly talented group of people." But his focus now lies firmly on Red Bull Racing. Under Horner, the team captured 6 Constructors Championships and 8 Drivers' Crowns. Yet, after a period of dominance, results have slipped. Red Bull currently sit 4th in the 2025 Constructors standings. Still, Mekies insists this is not the decline of a former giant. Far from it. By staying true to its core identity, he believes Red Bull has the foundations to rise once more and reclaim its place at the top of Formula One. "As for this opportunity I have been given to lead Oracle Red Bull Racing, I consider it an incredible privilege and an honor. Mekies continued. These women and men represent the very best of what ultimate competitiveness is, and I still look at them as the impossible-to-beat opponent they have been for so many of us in the paddock. Every hour, every day I've spent with the people here has only served to confirm that impression. I'm very excited about the enormous potential within this group. None of us underestimates the many challenges that lie ahead as we and the sport move into a new era. But the company motto states that Red Bull is about giving wings to people and ideas, and it is with that unique spirit and energy that we will once again take the fight to the other big beasts of the sport. Helmut Marko has shed light on why Red Bull is banking on Max Verstappen to return to the sharp end of Formula One next season. The team itself has been cautious about its 2026 prospects, when F1's sweeping new regulations come into force. But Marko, speaking to Austrian outlet Krone, suggested there are genuine reasons for optimism. A strong comeback season from Verstappen, he added, could finally put rumours of a defection to rest. We are counting on Max being back in the lead next season, so we won't hear any more talk about his clauses, he said. The figures we are currently seeing are promising, and there is still a long way to go before testing begins. We are well on track with the chassis, and the performance of the power unit will be determined by 4 factors: the internal combustion engine, the battery, the fuel, and the power supply. That optimism is also tied to Red Bull's ambitious project for 2026. Their in-house powertrains division will debut a brand new engine, built in partnership with American powerhouse Ford. Some insiders predict the first year of the new rules could see another team dominate in the way Mercedes did at the dawn of the V6 hybrid era in 2014. Marko is hopeful F1 won't fall into another one-team stranglehold, and with a grin noted that Verstappen's off-track pursuits are keeping him sharp and satisfied. He said, "I hope that what happened in 2014, when Mercedes had 50 to 70 more horsepower, will not be repeated. Verstappen sees that we are working hard, and all it takes to make him smile is to start talking about GT3 and sim racing. But is Max Verstappen really the only driver Red Bull can lean on?" Sergio Perez, who spent years in the hot seat alongside Verstappen, has claimed his Red Bull machine was at times undrivable. Speaking to Sky Sports, he said, "Obviously they have a unique talent over there with Max. It's very difficult for the second driver that is there to basically adapt to the car. It's a very unique car, very unique driving style that I managed, I'd say, to survive for many years. But it's difficult, and it's the way it works, you know? And you've seen it with great drivers just before my time, or even after my time. I think Yuki and Liam, they've scored like 5 points or something like that," he said. So it is very, very difficult, very tricky. And they're fantastic drivers, you know, but it's just the way it is to drive it. It's just a very unique driving style. Sometimes I could cope with it. I could adapt to it, but as soon as there was a variable with the rain, with the wind or something, it just became undrivable. And then you start making mistakes one after the other. You are losing confidence, but mentally, I was super strong, and that's why I survived there for so long, because I did have a lot of pressure, and a lot of you guys, journalists, were onto me. And now you realize the job I've done in that car and that team. Is it wise for Red Bull to bank on the brilliance of just one superstar, or is this team headed for major disaster come next year? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest in F1. Thanks for watching.